Yes, 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 yes. Come on, let's go. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. I tell you guys, it is what it is. It's Friday Sport Preview Show on this channel. I tell you, this is your main man. They call me the Don of Sport Entertainment. The Don is here. Back again with another video. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. No doubt about it. This is where we do it. This is how we roll. This is how we feel it. This is how we touch it. This is how we dial it. This is why we talk about it. It's all about sports on this channel. I tell you, you can't find it anywhere. The remix, the music, the analysis, we talk about it. Everything is on this channel. No doubt about it. You know what to do. Let me tell you. Please subscribe on the channel. Let's build a community together. I tell you, it's going to be loud today. I tell you, it's going to be very, very loud. Today, I have my main man. The boys, the guys, the lyrics, they're all ready. Professor Tuchel is looking at me all the way from Nigeria. He's getting ready. He's ready to go. I tell you one thing. Tell me something. Professor Tuchel is a Chelsea fan. I tell you guys, he's very happy. And also, he's very scared of Tottenham Hotspur coming to Stamford Bridge this weekend. I tell you. Now let me bring him in straight up. Prof, what's going on? Let's do
Yo, everybody. Good evening, everybody, everywhere you are around the world. It's so nice. It's a pleasure to be here again, to be on Intercontinental Sports TV, the Friday preview show. Football is back again this week, and we're so excited. It's also the 30th. The 30th year anniversary of the Premier League, and we're all excited. I have Chelsea. We've won like 5 Premier Leagues. Under Mourinho, under Carlo Ancelotti, under Antonio Conte as well. So it's been fun memories. I hope some other teams can say the same as well. Yeah.
All right, let's sit back. It's going to be cracking in this studio today. I promise you all, it's going to be loud. It's going to be massive. Now, let me bring in my main man. I'm talking about this guy from New Jersey. He loves his club so well. He is so passionate about his club. He's even laughing. Proud FC. That's what I call them. I call them too much proudness in the city. FC. I'm talking about Irate. Irate is a Liverpool fan. You know what I'm talking about. Irate, they only won Premier League, but it's going to tell us they've won it 20 times. Now today, everybody sit back. It's going to be loud. Before I bring him in, let me give you guys some lyrics music into this proud FC. With due respect, Liverpool in the building. Come on, let's do this. Hey, Liverpool fan, coming in. Irate in the building. Irate, what's going on, bro?
The Dawn.
Hey.
I'm good. It's good to be here. I thought you were gonna play You Never Walk Alone. But anyways, it's good to be back here. Good evening, good afternoon to all our viewers, wherever you're watching us. It's going to be an exciting show today. Looking forward to the second round of fixtures in the Premier League. Big game this weekend, and also the 30th anniversary of the Premier League. So we are all excited. This game has given us so much joy, and we look forward to watching many more games and celebrating many more years with the Premier League.
All right, you're welcome, bro. You're welcome. I'm going to bring this, my brother. I call them Invisible FC. Invisible FC. Invisible FC. You know what I'm talking about. That's Arsenal fan. Up where everybody started it with this music. You're coming into the studio with this joyful music. Come on, let's go. Up you're in the building. Tell them something. You're with us. Hey, Invisible FC.
Nice one done. You're in the spirit. So, big shout out to everyone watching Intercontinental TV right now. It's a pleasure to be here. Definitely, I'm representing the undisputed, the only team that has won the whole Premier League season without losing a single game.
Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm representing the house now.
The armory has been empty now. No more Arsenal.
No. Don't worry. See, we've reloaded the net. into the chambers. We're coming back again. We're coming back.
All right, you're welcome, guys. Fantastic. Good to see you guys. Let me let the cat out of the bag. Straight up, let's tell them what we got to talk about today. Yes, we are going to this week 2 of EPL. I tell you, it's going to be loud. I tell you guys. Yo, guys, welcome to the show. Guys, what's going on, Brickbo? How you guys all doing, man? Yeah,
we are doing good. You can see the biggest club in England. They are right behind me. We won the most major trophies. It's not easy now. It's not easy, you know. Every other person should try to meet up.
All right, let's do this, guys. As I've said to our people, please subscribe to the channel. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's know what we are doing. This is a community. And I'm telling you guys, you can call in. Let me bring it up. You can call into the show anytime. I'm going to drop the link. You can join us on that. Let me drop the link. With this music, guys, I tell you, the first question I'm going to bring it up right now. It's all about this. It's going to cause a lot of controversy. I tell you, it's going to be massive. Let's look at the first question for today before we move into the weekend matches for this. Now, English Premier League 30 years anniversary. It's going to be very, very interesting at the moment. It's 30 years anniversary of EPL. Now, the question of the day is, what is one of your favorite Premier League moments? I'm going to start with you, my brother, and that is Okwe. What is your take on this topic? Let's do this. Okwe, talk to me.
I mean, the truth is that in 30 years, there have been so many memorable moments, so many standout moments. I think the first one that vividly comes to mind, or the pressing one, has to be Aguero in 90 plus minutes. You know, EPL came to do damage at the Etihad Stadium, but Manchester City did the job with Kun Aguero's first season in the EPL, and he won the EPL title for Manchester City. But just like I said, so many iconic moments. Some moments that I don't like, Arsenal fan, the 8-2 thrashing at Old Trafford, Wenger being sent to the stands. I mean, so many moments that I don't really want to talk about. But obviously, the best of the best for me, no doubt about it, had to be Arsenal going 49 games unbeaten. 38 of those were in one season where they won the Premier League title. Another iconic season for me had to be, 2004, 2005, Thierry Henry recording, having the highest number of goals and the highest number of assists. That was outstanding for me, absolutely outstanding, because he's arguably one of the best players I ever graced the Premier League. So for me, it was good to reach that. I think Ronaldo's 2008 season, I think is remarkable for any football fan. If you watch Cristiano Ronaldo for United, that had to be remarkable. But number one for me is the invisible season. For Arsenal.
That is the only thing I'm going to see Arsenal talking about, invisible. That's why I always call it
invisible. That's why I'm wearing black and gold today. Black and gold for invisible.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Well, you guys are now invisible, actually. So you're invisible.
No. Just like I told you guys, I said, don't worry, we've reloaded the bullets in the chambers. The Arsenal,
okay,
reloaded. Don't worry.
All right.
Before the end of the season.
All right, thank you so much for that. I'm coming to you. Let me say something here. Mm-hmm. This is what I understand about English Premier League. It started 30 years ago. That's the anniversary. Let's bring it up this way. What's your moment? Let's start it from there. What's the best moment you think you are having? Favorite Premier League moment?
Honestly, the EPL has given us so many moments, many joyful moments, so many moments of fans sharing the passion, the love for the game. So it's hard to single out a particular moment, but I'll just mention, as a Liverpool fan, many people will expect me to say my favorite moment was when we won the league after 30 years. But honestly, that's not even my best moment. My best moment was when Aguero scored in that last minute.
We know.
I remember watching that game and I was screaming and hugging Man City fans for taking the title away from Man United. I was so excited. I could have thrown a party over over that goal from Aguero. It was that serious for me. So for me, that was a big moment. Of course, another moment for me is when we won the league title. Um, Thanks to Professor Tuchel, who mentioned Chelsea. But anyways, we are going to get the job done anyway. So when we won the league title after 30 years, that's another moment. Thirdly, when Leicester City won the league, despite many people tipping them, the odds were against them for relegation. It was a moment of sporting history. So that was also a big moment for me. And finally, when the Egyptian king, one of the best
Who is that?
wingers the world has ever seen, one of the
Who
best
is that?
wingers of all time, who keeps breaking records.
Oh,
When,
okay.
when he came in back to the Premier League in the first season, and he broke the highest goal scored record. So for me, that was also another moment for me in Premier League history. So yeah, those are my moments.
Fantastic. I know he's going to talk about Salah. You don't want to. I know you're going to talk about Salah. Well, Prof, I'm coming to you straight up with this. You know, we are talking about moments at this moment right now. We are talking about moments. As a Chelsea fan, what is your favorite Premier League moment? Straight up,
I mean,
Prof.
look, I can't look past our first Premier League.
All right.
That Jose Mourinho was. So this was a young manager that just came from Portuguese league, and he came with the iconic and the special one, and he took the whole league by storm, and sort of changed the way the league was viewed. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
And so that for me has to be tops for me. It was one of my most iconic moments in the Premier League. The back-to-back titles. And the Leicester City win, they were odds 5,000 to 1. It was incredible. I don't think it will be done again. That also is up there. The Steven Gerrard sleep as well.
Sleep, yeah.
Why would you mention that?
It's still iconic too.
Oh my God!
It always comes to mind. So I mean, it's been a very beautiful 30 years. I've been fortunate to watch about 18 years of it. So it's lovely. It's lovely to have this anniversary. Yeah.
All right, that's it. Let's get straight into business for today. I tell you, please, if you are watching this for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. This is what we call Friday sports preview. Hold on one second. I'm trying to figure out something for our viewers. Please, with something going on our EPL, that's Fantasy League. Please, if you want to join us, this is another time for you to join this fantastic prizes coming up all the way. Please, let's gel into it. Now, straight into this right now. I'll still come back to that Fantasy League. Please subscribe to the channel anytime you're watching us, anywhere you're watching us from. Let's look at the matches we have for this weekend. Guys, now Aston Villa, Everton. Okwe, what do you think on this?
Excuse me. Aston Villa, Everton. I think if you're judging by the first game of the season, you would actually predict a draw for both teams. Everton did well against Chelsea. They did their best, actually. I was expecting a worse performance against Chelsea, but they did good enough. And then Aston Villa, they had a shocking loss away to Bournemouth. With all due respect to Bournemouth, on paper, when you compare both teams, you expect Aston Villa to hit the ground running, and they shall probably taking an easy victory away from there. But this is the Premier League. It's very difficult to predict any game, and for as long as I've been watching the Premier League, every season gets more tough, so it's going to be difficult. So I think I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a draw between Aston Villa and Everton. Aston Villa wants to bounce back from the defeat. Same thing with Everton, but Everton currently lack an out-and-out goal scorer. Calvert-Lewin is out with injury. Same thing with Solomon Rondon. So they'll be struggling a bit. Definitely, they do have creators in the team, and they are currently set up in a way to try and curb individual errors. And Conor Cody has joined to ensure more security at the back now that Yeremina is out injured for a lengthy period. So it's going to be a difficult game, but I think both teams will concede goals and it will be 2-2.
Godfrey.
Pardon?
Prof, what
I
you
think,
say?
yeah,
I think both of them are out, but
Oh,
both of
Godfrey is
them,
out
both
for a
Yeremina and
longer.
both Yeremina and Ben Godfrey. So that's why they've got Conor Cody who came in. They signed James Tarkowski as well from Burnley. So yeah, they've got options at the back. Mason Holgate is fit and available. Seamus Coleman can also operate in a three at the back system. He could be the right-sided centre back. So they've got options at the end of the day, Everton. But it just depends on the way Frank Lampard wants to approach every game. And he did say in his recent press conference, with the injuries to these players, Godfrey and Co, have made him rethink his transfer strategy. So we've got let's say about 3 weeks left to the end of the transfer window. Players will be coming in for Everton. But you know what? Talking about the game tomorrow, I see it to.
All
yeah.
right.
Also, not forget is since it's the Frank Lampard and Gerrard situation.
Mhm.
It's head to head. These young English
Yeah,
managers
for
that
the first time.
this young English managers that we are looking at, for me, two of them have really underperformed. Lampard and Gerrard, and so this is the season for both of them to put their imprints to show if they are capable of moving to that next level generation of managers. This match is very important because whoever loses this game will already be on. I think will be under any pressure because Aston Villa has spent money. Frank Lampard is going into the second year managers in Everton. I think both of them are under and it starts to build with this sort of game. So I think nobody wants to lose this game because it
Yeah.
will be media will be talking about it. Yeah.
All right. Let's Okwe, you're still talking. I want you to talk about your game. That's Arsenal versus Leicester City at the Emirates Stadium.
Well, yeah, so the good thing for Arsenal is that if you look at recent records, the last 4 seasons, Arsenal be better head. Good enough last season as well. Arsenal won both away. Very important victories for them last season. And I think right now, Leicester is in a low. And we don't understand what is going on at Leicester. A team which is meant to be competing for, let's say, to be honest, top four on paper you would expect for the top four, but obviously they are in the conversation of the top 6 to top 18. They have not signed any player this season. During this transfer window, they let go of their most consistent player for the last decade, transfer Schmeichel. That was a bizarre deal for me. One of the most bizarre transfers ever. He has joined Aaron Ramsey at this in France. So, and Danny Wood has been one deputizing for Kasper Schmeichel, and Danny Wood has been a Premier League bench regular. So obviously he's not going to be given the same quality as Kasper. Hence them conceding those 2 goals against Brentford. With all due respect to Ivan Toney and Silva, I believe Kasper Schmeichel was in goal. I don't think those goals would have gone in so easy, if you ask me. So first of all, Leicester City need a new keeper, which they're obviously not going to get by tomorrow before mid. I know they're in talk with the former Cardiff goalkeeper. They could bring him in on a free transfer. His name has slipped my mind now. But look, it's looking fast now. Most importantly, Arsenal got a very important victory with the Premier League against Crystal Palace. A very tough game, but they were able to find out a 2-0 victory. But another addition is that they've got key players coming back from injury. Emil Smith Rowe, Tomiyasu, and who else? Kieran Tierney obviously made the game against Crystal Palace. But the new signing, Fabio Vieira, is now going to be part of the squad. There's been so much around Fabio Vieira from Arsenal fans. So many Arsenal fans have created different compilation videos of the guy. But for me, I don't think he's going to win immediately. I'm not going to be a pessimist, but I'm just going to be realistic. There's still quality in him from the clips I've seen, but he doesn't have a full season under his belt as a professional. He wasn't even starting games consistently for FC Porto, So he's a prospect, but he's a late bloomer at the age of 22, if you ask me. And then he looks and he is very, very lanky. I have worries about him adapting to the physicality of the Premier League and the intensity. When during Arteta's press conference, he was asked, what position is Fabio Vieira going to play in? The player has said himself during his World Cup interview, what, he sees himself as a playmaker, but then this is someone who can occupy different positions on the field. He can play as a right winger, a left winger, as a false nine, as a number, and has done that in training with Arsenal so far. So I'm excited to see his being a part of the squad and what happens now that Tomiyasu is back. A conversation that a lot of Arsenal fans want to see is what happens to Saliba. Saliba was rock steady at the back against, and he had been doing that throughout preseason. So the conversation now is who's going to be Arsenal's first right back. We saw Ben White deputize in that position and did well against Wilfred Zaha. But now Tomiyasu is back, and we know how good Tomiyasu is. He's ambidextrous with both. He knows how to spread the passes, just like Zinchenko. And then we know that Benson will give those lateral passes forward, those passes that can always break defensive. So I think Gabriel might be benched, but we're waiting to see what will happen. But I think it's going to be an easy victory for Arsenal. A 3-1 victory to Arsenal against Leicester.
Victory? Winning Leicester?
Yeah, that's how excited
Of
they
course.
are right now. They are just,
Of course, 3-1
they're all ahead
victory.
of themselves.
Yes.
I think
You say so.
in my
You can't
opinion,
miss on
Leicester
Monday.
City
You
has
can't miss on
enough.
Monday. But Mark, man.
Leicester City has enough up front to hurt Arsenal. I mean, the only positive for Arsenal is, one positive for Arsenal this season has been William Saliba. He won the Young Player of the Year in League One last season, and he has been putting in impressive performances. So I think definitely Arteta knows he has to start this young man, maybe alongside Ben White or Gabriel. But even with that, I still don't think Arsenal has enough to beat Leicester City. I think Leicester City has Vardy's back.
So you
They
don't think Gabriel Jesus is a threat? You don't think Gabriel Jesus is good enough to do? Wow. That's a bold statement too. That's
He's going to do a good job. But the thing is, I'm seeing both teams scoring. So for me, I'll go for a 2-2 draw in this fixture.
Thank you so much. That's a very good scoreline. At least.
And I thought, the game might end up in a draw. But to be honest, I think the first match at the Emirates, Jesus will be pumping. He didn't score in the last game. You want to score in this game. I feel like Arsenal will be too much for Leicester. I feel it will be too much for Leicester City, and I see a 3-2 win or a 2-1 win to Arsenal. But I think Leicester City won't be able to cope with that Arsenal attack. They are very, very sharp, very vibrant, very fast. The interplay is so sharp with Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus to press the hell out of you. So honestly, I think they will get a win against Leicester City.
Okay, you agree with the win there, Prof. Tuchel. Straight into this as Brighton versus Newcastle. What do you think, Prof? Brighton, Newcastle. Is there anything?
It's going to be an even game. We saw the way Brighton played against Man United.
Yeah. We know about that.
We have to. There's no way we'll talk about Brighton and not talk about that game.
You can talk about.
They started from where they stopped last season.
A 3-3-3-1 formation, which was Alcido. Alcido was fantastic. The boys Alcido was very, 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 very brilliant in the middle of the park. So Brighton are looking at real. You would have thought they would, by after losing Cucurella and Bissouma, they will not be as potent. But this is a manager that knows what he's doing. In Graham Potter, this Brighton team are well oiled, well drilled. They know how to pass the ball. They have a pattern of play. I mean, look at for me, Graham Potter is a manager that is, for me currently, I rate Graham Potter as the next manager to break into that top 5, top 6 brackets. If anybody's looking for a manager to get, I think he's the right man for the job. He's been a fantastic manager. But then Newcastle, on the other hand, are also a team on the up. They are very exciting to watch. They've recruited very well. Steve Botman is very, very strong at the back. He's a good defender. I don't think he even played the last game. Guimaraes for me. Anytime I watch Bruno Guimaraes play, it's so exciting to watch. You can run around, you can cover grass, and it can also pick passes for Amron and Maximan, who are very exciting players going forward. So it's a balanced game. It's very difficult to call, and I'll decide for a draw in that one.
Draw. What about Man City Bournemouth, Prof?
I mean, Bournemouth might be in for their first
heavy defeat.
What's that word? Somebody
annihilation.
They might be in for the annihilation.
For lack of a better word, anointing. They might just be anointed the right way.
Honestly, it might be a baptism of fire, because I'm sure in Ireland looking at that game, at that Bournemouth defense, he would see that game as a game for him to get a hat trick. And
Yes.
Haaland with that kind of mentality, you should have grabbed the ball when he won the penalty. Pep Guardiola said he grabbed the ball as though he was going to give his mates a punch if anybody got
Mm.
close to him to get the ball off him. That was how Haaland took the ball. And so you will
Yeah.
see him, he will be looking at this game as a game that he can increase his numbers against,
Yeah.
against the fellow Premier League. So I see it as a baptism of fire for Bournemouth. I think it has been as much as 5-6 nil
So
to
you don't
City,
you don't see you
honestly.
don't see a kind of potential upset happening at the Etihad.
Never. Never. All right, let's talk about Southampton Leeds
No, no, no,
United.
no, no, no. I know, my friend. I know you wish I saw that, but that is never going to happen.
No, we don't. We can do the job ourselves. We don't have. Don't worry. We'll just wait.
All right. I rate. What about Southampton Leeds United and also Wolves versus Fulham? First of all, start with Southampton and Leeds United. What do you think? I rate.
Southampton are a team. I'll call them a bipolar team. And what I'll call them that is they can be very good on one day and
Oh, one
absolutely
day.
ridiculous on another day.
Yeah.
Imagine, I think 2 times now, 9-0
True.
losses in the last 2 seasons or something. But Ralph Hasenhutl's tactics and methods have been questioned. But I wouldn't say he has lost his way or he has lost his mojo. We need to remember that Southampton, every time like a player does well in that team, other big teams come around and pick these players. I mean, Liverpool are a team guilty of doing that already. So I don't want to go. James Ward-Prowse, the same thing. So many teams are trying to get him from Southampton. So and with a limited budget, I would say Ralph has kept them up. Even though they might struggle at times, I still think he's doing a decent job at Southampton.
Yeah.
And the fact that they are playing at home should also lift the spirit of the players, and so that they can put in a very very energetic display. Leeds United won their first game. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of their manager Jesse March. I'm not a
Yeah.
big fan of him. His
Mr. March.
methods, I don't think his methods are the best. He was good at Salzburg to an extent. He went to Leipzig, he got fired. Okay, I don't think he's doing anything spectacular. He has also lost Calvin Phillips, a very influential player in midfield. But the good news is Patrick Bamford is back. He still has Rodrigo, and he has added a couple of players he knows from Salzburg, like Aronson and some
Mhm.
other players. So I think both teams, for me, will be somewhere around the table, maybe mid or towards the bottom of the table. But for this particular game, I think Southampton are going to win this game. It's their first home game
It's
of
a
the.
first home game. Yeah.
I'm expecting them to win this game 2-0. And
2-0.
then for Wolves
For
and
Wolves.
Fulham,
Yeah.
Wolverhampton Wanderers, I remember at the time last season, conceded maybe one goal in 7 or 8 games. Absolutely ridiculous for a team like Wolves. This is something we attribute to the likes of Liverpool and Man City. They
And
conceded one
Chelsea.
goal in about 7 or 8 games. And then towards the end of the season, they started to, lose points. But I think at the time they were still people were tipping them for like a top 10 finish or thereabout. So Wolverhampton Wanderers at home, they don't have a bad record. They have a decent record. And even though Raul Jimenez is not around, that's going to affect them a little bit. I don't know if Chan can really take up that striking mantle and put in a good display for them. But Wolves at home, I don't think they'll be losing to Fulham. I think Fulham are a decent side. They'll try to put up a fight, but I think Wolves should be winning this game against Fulham for me. So I'm expecting there are not too many goals. Wolves don't score too many goals, but I'm expecting Wolves to win 1-0. For me, I'll go for a 1-0 win for Wolves.
Wolves.
I
That's
mean, how do you
correct.
think Mitrovic? Is such an enigma in front. Alexander Mitrovic.
That's
We
true.
also what he did
And they
to
also
Benz.
lost Connor Cody. But
Yeah.
Exactly.
one thing
We also
Bruno Lage,
and Arnold and Van Dijk. So when coming from that sort of match, it will be pumped up. I don't honestly I see them causing Wolves a serious problem in the
I
game.
see I see Wolves controlling the midfield with Ruben Neves and João Martinho. I mean, these are when it comes to aside the bigger teams, when it comes to other smaller teams, mid-table teams in the Premier League, they are experts in controlling the midfield, Ruben Neves and João Martinho. So I expect them to control the midfield tomorrow. And I think they still have the likes of Max Kilman and okay, I think Romain Saiz has left already. And I forgot the
Yeah, he
name
has
of
left to
the
the.
exactly. Then
Boli,
There are
Doka,
Boli.
some decent players at the back. Average
Willy
players, if
Boli.
you ask. William Bolly is there.
Boli is there.
And
Yeah,
the
but I
Yeah.
back we
think
got from Liverpool last season is also
if I'm
and Ruben
precise.
Onana can also play in a back three. So they've got options actually.
So for me, I think Wolves won't lose their first game at home. Like I said, last season they had a decent record. They don't score too many goals, but they don't let in too many goals either. So I think it's going to be tight, but I'll just go for a 1-0 Wolves victory.
Okay, that's beautiful. Into the next fixtures, talking about Brentford and the other team. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to give it to Irates to.
I mean, where do I start?
I mean, what?
This team is absolute. This is an abysmal team.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, they need to just go to Man United and whoever is in charge of John, I don't know his name, the new guy, whoever is in charge of signings and the scouting team, and just take all of them and just put them in one cell. Like, don't come out. Don't just come out for years. Just stay there because they are absolutely ridiculous. I mean, how can you try to bid for players like Arnautovic and Rabiot? What does Rabiot want to give you? Okay, you're probably adding numbers, you lost Matic. But I don't think Rabiot is better than Fred, in my opinion. And you are still not addressing the major problem in midfield. Who is your defensive midfielder? Who is holding that role? If you look at other big teams, look at Rodri, look at Fabinho, look at what they give to Liverpool. Last weekend, we saw what Marco Silva did. Very easy for him to tell him, okay, Mitrovic and Andreas Pereira, one of you should stay on Fabinho. Fabinho was unable to get on the ball.
Yeah.
To bring out Fabinho. Defensive midfielders are very important in the modern game. You can't just play De Jong or play McTominay or Fred or Rabiot in your defense. I don't know what he's trying to do like without signing. I still don't understand. And so now we are even hearing that Rashford might leave. I mean, it's really just a calamity around Man U right now.
I said it's not going for it's not for sale. It's not
for his brother to have traveled to Paris to discuss with PSG, it's not a small news. I have to be honest with you. He might not leave, but there's some concrete interest in Rashford. But Brentford at home, Ivan Toney, Mbeumo, Wissa, these guys at home.
And they've added Damsgaard now to the mix to replace Eriksen.
Yeah, even though they lost, I don't think Damsgaard will give them that credit. He will give them that little. It's not going to be as much as what Eriksen gave them last season. Eriksen was on another level, but they still have enough in the tank to beat this abysmal team. I don't see Man U getting.
That's my team.
With the way Man United is right now, the back line, this dwarf you guys just bought.
Don't do like this now.
You don't put yourself in this.
Don't worry. I know. We are rivals.
Yeah, the guy was at Welbeck's. He was on level with Welbeck's waist all game. I was like, what kind of
Please smash the like on the button. Please subscribe.
What kind of hula balloon?
What kind of hula balloon is going on at Old Trafford?
But you know,
and I told them, they're ready for war. They're ready for this. Nothing now at the end of the day. So, in my own opinion,
I was thinking about something. Sorry, Irene. I was thinking about something. Why do you think Ten Hag went with the centre back pairing of Maguire and Sandro Martinez? We all know that Maguire has thrived very well in his career on the left-hand side pairing of a central defensive pairing. Even for England, when they play 3 at the back, Maguire on the left.
Before we say that, Maguire was excellent on the left side for Leicester City. And that was one of the reasons why Man City wanted to sign him. Let's all remember that. So now, all of us can't just say he's bad on the left, he's now good on the right. You understand what I'm saying?
Point exactly. Not leaving on the left and play him with the love, playing with. I actually thought Ten Hag was going to play Sandro Martinez in midfield. I'm not sure what Sandro Martinez is looking for in the in the Premier League. Like, come on, man, come on. Man United look like an absolute joke, an absolute joke right now.
brother.
If you ask me, you left Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. Look at the impact Ronaldo gave when he came on, placing the ball on a platter for Rashford. Rashford, all he had to do was just tuck it at the back of the net. Him and keeper, he plays it into the keeper's hands. I mean, really, it's just sad. And it feels like bad luck is following United. Martial was very good during preseason, had good form. Now he got injured. Jadon Sancho was almost nowhere to be found. Fred and McTominay are doing the Lord's work. Let's leave
Eric Ten Hag needs to realize
there are lots, there are lots of
play Eriksen and
there are lots
Fernandez. He cannot. He
that-
cannot play Eriksen and
there are lots-
Fernandez.
you know,
I
there are
agree.
lots of
I
players
agree. I agree.
performing below their capabilities. We have to be factual. For me, this issue is more than signing a proper defensive midfielder. Bruno Fernandes as down tools. He doesn't play as the Bruno Fernandes that we know again anymore. He doesn't perform to his capabilities.
That is it.
Look, Shaw.
Let me tell you why he doesn't perform to his
Shaw
capabilities.
was 0 against Brighton. He didn't
Bruno
perform.
Fernandes is a 10. As a 10, you need players that are up to your level.
No.
You can
I'm
only
telling
get-
you
See,
that Bruno himself.
I still
he
watch Bruno. His body language might not be good, but if Bruno Fernandes is in a Liverpool or Man City team, he will have assists, loads of assists, even with that same body language.
Or even the
How
passes.
can you have assists when
passes
Rashford is missing,
is
is
another
missing
great.
the goals?
Honestly, Bruno
How can
Fernandes
you have
was
assists? Sancho missing goals, Rashford missing goals. How can you have assists? What are you supposed to do as a 10 if your teammates are not on the same wavelength with you?
But
Look
okay,
at
look at
McTominay in
look at
midfield.
look at the second half, Ireti. Look at the second half. Everything outshone Bruno.
Yeah,
The
he came
second-
deeper,
It was
right?
the-
Bruno can
Yes,
come
he
deeper.
came to
Eriksen
play.
came deeper.
Yeah. So for me, look, a lot of players they have to improve as far as I'm concerned.
I agree
Because
with
it's not
you.
about signing. Even if Rabiot comes and does this job in the middle of the park,
Even
He's-
Rabiot can't do better than he can't do better than Fred.
the boy Malaysia,
kidding
don't
me?
be surprised if
I
that boy
rate.
Malaysia is being
I mean, we've watched
Right.
Rabiot over how many seasons? What has he even done at Juventus? No, absolutely
Rabiot is
not.
better than Fred. That's
No,
one thing
I
know.
don't think so.
Is better than Fred.
I don't see how with
He
4
doesn't-
goals and
I-
four
I-
assists.
Rabiot being better
I'm
than
from-
Fred does
I'm
not
from
mean
now
Rabiot is
on.
going to
I'm guys. I'm from
Yes.
now on. I will never call on Ire to discuss about Manchester.
it's Rabiot Fred that will be put together.
Rabiot Fred.
You know.
Imagine.
Oh my goodness! I will never call Ire again to analyze Manchester United.
You guys are going to
No,
Brentford.
honestly, it's
Brentford's
ridiculous.
first home game. You can't
It's
win that game.
ridiculous.
It's very
Putting
ridiculous.
in a good display, even if you guys do, I doubt you will. I don't think you would get anything more than a draw. I mean, at most a draw with this team.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I
So,
don't die. Now I'm going straight to Professor Tuchel. It's going to be massive over the weekend. Just look at this. It's going to be very, very, very massive. I'm talking about Chelsea versus Tottenham. It's a match of the day, match of the weekend. So it's going to be massive. Actually, we're going to be here on. Please smash the like on the button. Smash the like on the video. Everybody, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, go. Now, smash it. It's going to be massive. We're going to be here for the watch along on Sunday, God's willing. I want to start with this first. Let me show you the probable lineup for Tottenham. Iris, please go for it.
This is a very, very exciting lineup from Tottenham. And I'll always say one thing. When you have a manager that is what is weight in gold, Antonio Conte is a perfect example. If Conte makes a signing, I don't mind Conte bringing in a player from Shooting Stars. He has seen something in that player that player is going to add to his team. This man really makes any kind of he signs what he needs. He doesn't mind bringing back Victor Moses from Spartak Moscow. He will sign him and Victor Moses will do a good job. Looking at this lineup, Perisic, fantastic player, a very brilliant addition. I would say he might want to go for this is a big game. He might not want to start Spence. He might want to go for Emerson Royale, who has been there for a season now and knows how the Premier League works. Also, Bissouma, Højbjerg, in between. I don't think he might want to give Bissouma his first Premier League start at Stamford Bridge. At the back, for me, I don't think Lenglet is up to the standard. To be honest, we saw him at Barcelona. I don't think he's up to standard of him playing in even a team like he should probably be in a mid-table team, in my opinion. I don't think I don't think he's on the same level with Romero and Dyer. But even with this lineup, what I would say about that game is I expect both teams. Conte will not want to go there and play an expansive like he played at Anfield last season. He won't, I don't expect to play an expansive brand of football. And Chelsea at home, I've seen them against big teams sitting and also not coming out to play against these teams. So I think both managers will be pragmatic in this game, and I won't be surprised with the same formation. This game is probably going to end, in my own opinion, 0-0. Yeah.
Okwe, do you agree with this? Prof, I'm still coming to you to come and analyze Chelsea. But I want Okwe to actually point out this lineup as well, as in the game in total. I mean, what do you feel about the game? That's Chelsea.
So, first of all, I would remind all of you that I did say during one of our shows before the season started that look, Ivan Perisic is actually a good sign for Antonio Conte and for Spurs. If you're a lover of football, you know Ivan Perisic from his days at Borussia Dortmund, Wolfsburg, before going at Inter. Didn't have the best of start at Inter, then went over to have 2 good seasons at Bayern Munich. Look, he is a veteran, and he has shown that as he's aging, he's getting better, just like Ronaldo. He's one of those few players who are actually aging with age, and he adds different options to this Spurs team. He can play as a wing back, which he will deputize primarily for Spurs, but also in the forward line. If they have certain players around Kane and Son who are not up to standard, he'll be there to provide those goals. He's ruthless in front of goal. He knows how to give the assist as well. But let's look at other areas in the pitch. Spurs is good enough, if you ask me. I really, really like Jet Spence. But then, just like Ari said, Conte might not start him. Could just be baptism of fire for him. But let's not forget that Conte utilized 5 substitutions last game. And that's what Conte likes to do. Even while he was at Inter, while he was at Juve, he uses his substitutions tactically. The reason why he does this is because he wants each player to always be fresh and always be on their toes. Conte has always loved the big squad. He loves the big squad so that there's competition. And when anybody comes onto the pitch, they give 110% for him. So on paper, this Spurs team is good. But then again, against Chelsea, we've seen that in recent times, Chelsea has the upper hand against them. To be honest, I think Chelsea flogged them, and I use that word flogged. Chelsea flogged them out last season. It's difficult for me to see a victory for Spurs. However, Spurs last season is not Spurs this season. We've got Antonio Conte-like players in this Spurs team, and Conte would not accept anything other than a victory. It's going to be a highly intense game. I see goals in the game. It's hard to call a victory because Chelsea don't have a recognized striker right now. So, wow, I see a Spurs victory, a late 2-1 victory for Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. Now, Prof, what do you think about your lineup? I'm going to show you the lineup.
Yeah, first of all, on the Spurs lineup quickly.
Okay.
I think Conte is going to stick to the first lineup that he against who was that team that he beat? Born 4-1, Southampton. I think Antonio stick to the formation because I think it might come back to bite him if he changes, if he switches it up and he doesn't get the win. There'll be questions to be asked that why did he change a winning formation? So Spence would not start, that I know for sure. He's going to stick with Emerson Royal because that's the side where Raheem Sterling will be operating on the left side, and so you don't want to give him that sort of player to compete with. I think Perisic might come in from the bench as well. I think the boy Ryan Sessegnon scored a lovely goal and is on the up. He's full of confidence. So he might stick with the formation that I used. To Chelsea, Chelsea. I think the game might be won or lost. I think is with when you look at Son Heung-min, who is going to operate in and around Reece James and Azpilicueta. Now, Thomas Tuchel would, I think, the proper lineup here is Koulibaly, Silva, Azpilicueta. I don't think Azpilicueta will start this game because if you put Azpilicueta and an aging Silva and Koulibaly, who is also, over 30, these three don't have as much legs. Some will run them ragged. So I see a change in that formation. I don't think Azpilicueta starts the game. I think there's a possibility where Reece James come in and play the third centre back or the boy Chalobah. I actually see Chalobah starting the game to compete with Son, because that's where the danger for Spurs is. Their main player is Son and Harry Kane, and they operate in that pocket. So for me, it's going to be a very tight game. Both managers, use the 3-4-3 formation. But Antonio Conte was manager in Chelsea, and I've seen him do something against big teams. Now, Spurs are going to this season with so much optimism and in business. Antonio Conte sometimes does something and he brings an extra body in midfield, goes with 5-3-2. So don't be surprised if you see him putting Bissouma with Oibek and Bentancur as a three in midfield and go with Son. It's something he does going away from home at Stamford Bridge. He might do that to the midfield and hit on the break with the wing backs and so on. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see him do that. But largely, I expect him to keep the same formation that he used to beat Southampton. Like I said, it will be a very, very tough game. There's a lot of one beat one all around the pitch. For Chelsea, with Cucurella starts, I think when he came and played 10 minutes, Cucurella was fantastic. His passes were very precise, full of power.
It starts ahead of who?
Ahead of Ben Chilwell, to be honest. Ben Chilwell, Chilwell was very, very sluggish. It was very, you could see that the injury he had last season for a long time injury. Cucurella looks more fresh. He looks ready than Ben Chilwell. I won't be surprised if he throws Cucurella into the game. Look at the cross he picked in for Raheem Sterling once he got in the last match, and Sterling almost scored. So I would personally go with Cucurella on the left wing back, and Reece James on the right wing back. Then Chalobah, Thiago Silva, and Koulibaly. Because of the pace of Son that we said. Then Kovacic is out with injury, so for sure Jorginho and Kante start the game. Up front, Chelsea, they've been struggling for goals. Raheem is the starter. I think nothing happens to Raheem in that lineup. But do we see Amadou Broja? Can Broja start with Mount? Mount is immovable in that team as well. So
I'm so happy that you mentioned Amadou Broja. I don't know why Tuchel didn't give him more minutes in the last game. I felt he should have started Broja to know what he can bring into the fold, to test him and see what can happen against Spurs. Because look, the guy is the type of player that he will fight for the ball, he will win the ball. He can, in a way, he seems like someone who can eventually have the same skill set as Harry Kane. When I say that, I mean a striker who can drop in and link up play with the forwards around him. So why didn't he use Broja against Everton, test him out, and if he's good enough, start him against Spurs? Because we know that Havertz at the end of the day.
I'm going to tell you why he didn't use Broja, and why he didn't use Broja is because he's training with this guy almost every day, so he sees him on the training ground. And for me, I mean, it's good to give young players a chance, but I don't think Broja is up to the standard to be a starting number 9 at Chelsea. Tammy Abraham tried it and he failed, despite having a good season on loan. I think that's why he's going for Aubameyang. I mean, we had the whole bromance thing between both of them today. So I think he's going to go for Aubameyang. But one ridiculous thing he's doing, and I still don't understand, he did in the last game, is using Sterling through the middle and Havertz and Mount behind Sterling. I thought it should be the other way around. Why is Havertz not in the box and Sterling behind him? So maybe Prof. Tuchel knows the reason why his namesake is doing that.
No. Actually, they were started with Kai Havertz in mid, but as the match went on, we're struggling to break the Everton defense. Let's not forget they mirrored our formation. They played the 5 at the back as well with Tarkowski, Mina, and who was the third one? I think what's his name again? Holgate. And they were very aggressive. So
Ben Godfrey. Holgate.
And Ben Godfrey, and Ben Godfrey. Holgate came in. I think Holgate came in. So, we all know how aggressive they are. Havertz doesn't cope with aggressive players like that. I think he wanted to switch something because Havertz wasn't finding any joy. So he switched it to Raheem Sterling. So maybe Sterling is very good at holding the ball. You will be surprised the way he looks. Raheem Sterling, very
Sterling didn't get much joy either. I think Havertz. I don't know.
Yeah, in those little pockets. That's why you said it.
This is the Premier League. You have to be ready. You have to be strong. I don't know if Havertz is this man is 6'4". If he's not ready to use his large frame for the Premier League, maybe he should go back to Bundesliga. Because as a coach, honestly, I'll be like, this man, you're 6'4" now. Imagine Sterling going up against Yerry Mina. That's a mismatch. It is really a mismatch. Why do we have Havertz in the team?
It's similar mismatch to Maguire and Lisandro Martinez.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Havertz has shown his quality at times last season, but I think what we need him in Chelsea to do is show it consistently. He's not been very consistent enough. He has shown his quality. I remember a goal he scored against Newcastle last season where Jorginho gave him the ball and he controlled it. Had a deft touch. You don't see strikers having those sort of touch.
Yeah.
In the middle of a striker and a creative midfielder. So he's not an out-and-out striker. We have to remember that. And that's why we are looking for a striker. So for me, it's going to be a very tight game. Chelsea must be careful. But like Okwe said, Spurs, they never get joy at Stamford Bridge. So that should count for something. It's the first match at the bridge as well. So there will be so much optimism. I think Chelsea, I think I'm going to go for a draw.
What about you, Okwe? What's the scoreline? What do you think?
I stick to a Spurs with 2-1 just because I feel Chelsea currently they are not just productive in that final third. Being productive in that final third is very important. A couple of the goals that Havertz scored last season, but I spent my time to watch all the goals Chelsea scored last season in all competitions. Havertz scores when chances are being created for him. But Havertz is going to be going up against a very, very good defensive pairing in Dyer and Davies, and sometimes it will be Dyer and Romero. Havertz is going to find it difficult. And just like Ari said, if Havertz is not going to put in physicality into the game, he's going to be lost against those three players. Those boys are not smiling. Romero and Dyer, they are not smiling at all. So, the probability of yes, exactly. The probability of Havertz finding space between the three of them is very, very slim. So if he's not going to put in Broha, who is going to fight, and Broha, who can also draw out those defenders, I really don't see how Chelsea is going to create a goal and score. So maybe penalties and set pieces. Maybe that's how Chelsea is going to win the game. But
what's your scoreline then?
2-1. They win
2-1.
2-1.
Irate, what's your scoreline? We want to hear you.
One thing is certain. Other things might not be certain. One thing is certain. Conte, we know him. He will sit back in this game. Don't worry. I know Antonio Conte. He will sit back at Stamford Bridge. Come. Let me hit you on the break. But I think Chelsea has enough to cope with Harry Kane and Son and Kulusevski. Son is. Yeah, I think Son. I think Tuchel has to do something.
Don't rule out Kulusevski either. Kulusevski
is also a good player.
I'm not really
but Son has been the most productive one up front.
In Khalid Koulibaly. So,
yeah,
have you seen the back?
Well, what's that happened to the back? See these Chelsea fans there. They always get too excited.
It's a senior man.
For me,
don't forget that Koulibaly as well has been embarrassed by attackers in recent times. Don't let us forget that. There's some interesting compilations of him being embarrassed. Yeah. I'll share with you later, bro.
Last season, it was really embarrassing. At Napoli, he was. I watched some of those games, but he's still a good centre back. And for me, Kane, Son, we expect goals, but I have to be honest. This game, Tuchel sometimes pragmatic at home against Man City last season, disappointing. That was when I knew Lukaku was done. He was up front, all on his own, calling for the ball. These guys were playing the ball to themselves at the back until Man City scored. I don't know what they are doing, for Christ's sake. So for me, Tuchel pragmatic, Conte also probably pragmatic. It's a 0-0. It's probably going to be a boring game. I'm telling you. Both teams, same formation. They are going to go man for man. That's what I see anyways. I see a 0-0 in this game.
All right, I want to put this across to you once again, guys. Maybe it's going to be. Please smash the likes on the video, please. If you're watching, please and subscribe to the channel once again. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. Now, I want you to talk about these fixtures. Brentford, Manchester United. Irate, what's your scoreline? Because the Manchester United fans wants to
hear from me. I'm very unpopular among Man United fans. I go for Brentford 2-0.
Oh, no. That would be that.
That's that.
I don't see who is scoring the goals. I mean, Man, you are yet to score this season now. Own goal, yes, no. I mean, I don't know who is scoring the goals for Man U. Like, I don't see where it's coming from.
The way Eric Ten Hag was looking when he lost that game, he was looking lonely when he was walking down.
He was lonely when he was walking. He was so lonely.
They disappointed the guy. They disappointed him. They really disappointed him.
And I imagine Ivan
So,
Tony against
for me,
the dwarf you guys bought. What do you expect now? I don't know.
honestly, Man United can easily lose that game. They can easily lose that game. To be honest, I mean, it's at Brentford's house. It's at they might easily lose the game. Honestly, I see a draw though, but Man United might lose that game. To be honest.
All right, let's go to the last topic for today, discussion for today. That's other sports. Okay, this guy, he says he's going to call it off. What do you think? Tyson Fury
Yeah.
to walk away from boxing.
Honestly, I was hoping he wasn't going to call it off. Rather, I was hoping he wasn't going to put an end to his career because I was looking forward to the bout between him and Anthony Joshua. Look, he's come back after his relapse when he was going through depression and whatnot. Tyson Fury was absolutely fantastic. He came back and was undefeated. He is the first ever undisputed joint boxing IGF and IWP boxing champion. So look, he has made history. That's just the first thing. And I was hoping to see a bout between him and Tyson Fury. They are on there was a back and forth between them, both even from their representatives as well. Popular boxing agents, Eddie Hearn, he was talking about it as well. We're meant to face off at Wembley. It was meant to be a great spectacle, but things have happened. Joshua lost his bout against Ruiz. And then this guy, what's his name now? The American Deontay Wilder had the chance against Fury. Same thing with Derek Chisora. So you know what? Big ups to Tyson Fury. He has done well for himself. He has made records at the end of the day. It was a successful career for me. Probably he's called off his career at the highest point when the ovation was loudest. I love when athletes do this. He's leaving when the ovation was loudest. So nothing you can really say about it from me. Look, big ups to him. He's going to enjoy his off time. He's in a good place in his life. He's happy. So I'm happy for him at the end of the day. One of the legendary boxers in the 21st century.
Absolutely. Somebody just gave me his insight about a match between Liverpool and Crystal Palace. Sorry, Irene, no verse.
I was telling you when we started this show that the biggest club in England. So
I'm so sorry, man. So Liverpool on Monday night is a Monday night football. Any match played on the Monday night is always a tricky one. And for me, I'm going to start with this. Crystal Palace might shock Liverpool. Yeah.
No,
let's do
electric shock or G-shock. Which one?
You are here when he was talking about Manchester United. Give me a space to talk about them.
No. To be honest, I'll quickly speak about. Honestly, there could be an uproar. There could be a shock in that game.
Yeah,
we have to look
Monday night.
We have to look at Liverpool. That they were not sharp.
They were not sharp.
That's the fact that happened in the first game.
Hold on. Klopp came out to say it that his players did not come out. They didn't.
He said the grass was dry.
He said it.
Can you imagine?
He came and said they were unrecognizable a little bit.
And guess what?
So honestly, they might except change. There must be.
That is the thing.
There might be a shocker.
Not sharp. You see, that is why we are a big team. We were not sharp, and we got a point from that game. On another day, we could have even won that game, and we could have also lost the game. We were not sharp, but we got a point at Fulham.
You think that's the game?
Now, I can tell you that Liverpool, that game is the first game of the season. That game will probably happen twice or three times over the course of the whole season. We all know this team. It's not going to be like that for most of the games. I can tell you that. Secondly, this match is the first game at Anfield. It's not happening. We have the cup end. We all know what happens at Anfield. Crystal Palace, they can put in a lot of spirited. They can put in a lot of. They are not getting 1 point from this game. We have some injury concerns though.
Tell us about the injury.
Diogo Jota. Yeah. We have Thiago also out, probably for a month. Ibrahima Konate has also been out, but we have Matip to deputize for him. So I think Keita is back, and Keita should start the game alongside Fabinho and Henderson. So for me, he has to start Darwin Núñez ahead of Firmino. I know he loves Firmino. Firmino has given a lot to this team, but When we look at the game against Fulham, we didn't have a lot of bodies in the box. And when you play these teams that are very physical, I think you need a target man. I mean, once Nunes came in, his touch might not have been perfect most times, but the fact that we had a physical presence up front, we gave them this defender something else to think about. And the pressure was off Salah immediately. So for me, no, it's a no. He can't start Firmino. He has to start Darwin Nunes in that game.
So
And
what's your scoreline?
With the fans behind us, I mean, Crystal Palace. I think the last 4, 5, 6 games we've won, beating them home and away. If my memory serves me correctly, like I can't remember the last time they won against us. So
that season where Gerrard had that infamous slip, they reached guys 3-2.
Yes, Christ
us.
People always talk about that game that we lost the league at Crystal Palace, but we actually lost it when Gerrard slipped against Chelsea, and we're trying to recover like 7-8 goals to Man City just to get back to the top of the table. And at the end, from 3-0, we drew 3-3. And also during Gerrard's last game at Anfield, Crystal Palace won us. So we've had like boogie moments with them when Crystal Palace has, gotten victories where we didn't expect. But over the last 2-3 seasons since Klopp came around, I think aside from the first game he lost, he has not lost. He has won every game against Crystal Palace. So, and the fact that it's at Anfield, I see nothing else than a 3-0 Liverpool win.
3-0.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we've come to the end of the show. 3-0.
Man, you fans, another weekend is here for you guys.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys, thank you so much. It's been Friday. It's going to be massive. Thank you so much, Irate. It's wonderful seeing you around. Thank you so much. I've come to the end of the show. Ope, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Always a pleasure to be on Intercontinental Sports TV. Big up.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye for now. Irate. One love, bro.
One love, brother. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye for now. All right. On this note, I'm going to call it quit. I'm going to get out of this place. Professor Tuchel, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We've come to the end of the show, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Please, let's make it count on this channel. This is how we roll. This is how we do it on Friday. Friday Sport Preview Show. It's all about soccer. It's all about football. Call me the Don of Sport Entertainment. Please smash like on the video before we go. Subscribe to the channel. It is what it is. Big Banton. Big up to all our subscribers wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Get well soon, Robbie. Big up, brother. On this note, thank you, everybody. Bye for now.